Yeah, so today I'll be talking about isolation. Of course, many of us will have friends who is a teenager, or we have friends that have children, or we too might have children also. So, and they can learn from this video anyway, as well as you watching me. You can also learn one or two things from this video. And so, the topic is isolation. Of course, I know because when we were growing up, our parents were always concerned about the groups that we keep because a bad group has a way of influencing you in a negative way. And that's why our parents are always careful of the group or the friends that we keep. But at the same time, it's not good for us to isolate our children. Isolation is not good for children and it's also not good for adults because isolation can lead to depression. And the moment you begin to isolate yourself, you begin to have problem. And most times, especially where we have a particular code of conduct that we require from people, and most times when we are in a particular group and we don't get value, the values that we have placed in us, and we don't get such values from people, we tend to withdraw ourselves from this group. And you realize that your first group, you withdraw, second group, you withdraw, third group, you withdraw, fourth group. Before you know it, you get isolated and you begin to isolate yourself. So isolation is not a good thing because sometimes if we realize that people are not perfect, we tend to manage ourselves. Of course, we all have the brain to be able to differentiate from what is good and what is bad. If you are in a group that you know that this group can endanger your life, you have the brain to be able to detect and know what to do. Of course, somebody cannot think for you, and that's why everybody has his own brain to be used to be able to differentiate what is good and what is bad. And at the same time, communication is very, very important. Communication is the key to success. Of course, I'm not saying that you as an introvert, it may not benefit you being an introvert. Of course, everything has its own benefits in life, but too much of anything is not good. Of course, when you are working in a place and maybe there's going to be a change of hands and somebody is coming to overtake your work position and you are going to another a higher level in your workplace, and they want you to train the new person that is coming to take over your job, you have to communicate everything that you have done. If you now say, I don't know how to talk, I'm an introvert, you lose a lot. So that's why communication is the key to success. I realized when I was growing then, because I talk a lot and my parents were like, oh, you talk. Yes, let children talk, because it is from that way you know what is happening in their life, because a lot of things happen to children that they keep to themselves because you don't give them the opportunity to talk. And that is why you realize that when they become teenager, they keep a lot of things from you because you have shut them now. And it's dangerous because at the end of the day, this is what causes depression in young children. If you don't allow them to say their mind, and even while talking, you begin to know the kind of child that you are, and also they will discover themselves through communication. So communication is very, very important because this is one of the things that leads to isolation in young children and also adults. And you realize that what you have been trained for as a child, you grow up to become. So if you shut down your child and you continue shutting her down, before you know it, by the time she becomes an adult, she will isolate, or he will isolate himself, and this can lead to problems. Because I realized that while talking to some people, I realized that some of these young children, because of this problem of isolation, they focus more on their education, and they don't go they don't go out with friends. They don't go to, okay, for instance, where I stay, we have lots of club. We have the tennis club, we have the football club, we have the badminton, we have the swimming club. And this kind of things help the children to interact with their peer groups, and they also learn. And from there you see the brilliant student. So this guy, during the course of his journey, he was isolated, books, books, books. At the end of the day, he wished to gain admission in one of the biggest university in the world, and he tried their exams and he failed, and he felt demotivated. He felt it wasn't worth it. He started staying indoor, thinking, crying, feeling that, oh, his dream has been shattered. And because of this, because he had no friends, was always the career person, he almost lost his life. Because while reading, he isolated himself. So a lot of people did not know what was happening to him, because everything he focused was just career, his books, And when he failed the exam, there was nobody to console him, to talk to him, to coach him that life is not like this. Of course, it happens. You can try again. And this almost destroyed him. So that is why I'm telling people today that please don't isolate yourself. Don't let your children isolate themselves. Let them mix with their prayer group. Let them just be watchful as usual, and don't let it also be too much. They should balance everything, because isolation is a problem. I'm also for the adults too. Of course, people will annoy us, we will get angry, we will be betrayal of trust. It's normal, that is part of life. But that does not mean that we should now isolate ourselves, because at the end of the day, even if that person is telling you nonsense, remember that there is a sense in nonsense. So you can pick one or two things from people that can also help your career, help you to move forward. So don't isolate yourself, because it is dangerous. It's also dangerous for your success. We need people, good people in the journey of our life. But how do you meet good people? Everybody walking on the road is not written good or bad, so you cannot differentiate. It is when you interact and along the line, of course, you put boundaries. Of course, you remember all what I've been telling you while about dealing with people. So you consider all those things, then you know who is for you and who is not for you. And at the end of the day, you don't become a loser. But the main reason for this video is to help you understand that communication is the key to success, and it's very, very important. Don't isolate yourself from people, because at the end of the day, it can damage your success and it can damage your health. All right, guys, I hope I've been able to share knowledge with you guys as usual. I hope you have been able to learn one or two things from this video about isolation and other things which I've been sharing on my platform. I would appreciate if you haven't subscribed on my page. I would appreciate if you can subscribe, because it will make me happy. And also, I have the opportunity to have super thanks. It's something that would do me good, because I have lots of projects that I'm working on, and with the help of me, with the help of you, with the help of everyone, we can make our society a better place. Thank you for your support, and I appreciate your time in watching this video. All right, guys.